This was me a year ago. I was broke, working a 9-to-5 job, making around $12 an hour. And fast forward to today, I actually have the freedom to do literally anything I want. And I was able to achieve all of this just by posting faceless YouTube shorts, also known as YouTube Shorts automation. And yes, everyone knows YouTube Shorts automation is kind of a boring business model, but this boring business makes me $20,000 a month with less than 2 hours of work a day. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys exactly how I earn through faceless YouTube shorts and also how I scale my students. Like for instance, just one of them is Jax. He put in $8,000 in his first month of being monetized. And all of that only requires less than 2 hours of work a day. So now I'm going to show you guys the 6-step system me and my students use to earn through faceless YouTube shorts. So you guys can copy my system so you guys can hit your first $2, $3, even $5,000 month with YouTube shorts. So now let's talk about the first step, which is niche selection. All right, I just opened my YouTube shorts and this was the first short that popped up in my feed. You can see this is not the official Dr. Donut account, and Dr. Donut is the guy who makes these type of videos. That's his face. But basically people take clips from him and they turn it into their own content by adding like captions and pop-ups. Let me show you guys how that is.
Genuine question, like, bro, totems are not vanilla, bro. Like,
and you can see they're adding like sound effects. They're making it transformative. So if we go over to this guy's videos, you can see he's pretty consistently getting like 100,000, 1 million, 7 million. Like he's pretty consistently getting 100,000 or more views per video, which is a really good sign. Another thing you need to check before looking at the niche that you want to replicate is go over to their entire channel and make sure they have over 100 million channel views. And now since we're looking at this guy's channel, we can also kind of estimate how much money he made from his channel. So he got around 300 million views on his channel. And guys, keep in mind, this niche makes around 20 through 22 cents. So we can just lowball it and estimate that he got 18 cents per 1,000 views. So all we would need to do is run this through a calculator. So I would do 300 million divided by 1,000 because that's how much YouTube pays you is per 1,000 views. So the number it gives us is 300,000, right? Now we would do 300,000 times 0.18 because that would be like the lowest you would get from these type of shorts. Because me personally, I even have a Dr. Donut's channel and that one pulls me around 23 to 24 cents per 1,000 views. And I'm able to print like $3,000 to $5,000 a month just from that channel. But now let's just take this guy's channel, for instance. He's got 300 million views on his channel and we'll times that by 0.18. So he's already been able to make around $54,000 just from posting these shorts where he takes clips from Dr. Donut, puts some captions, puts some title, puts some sound effects, pop-ups, stuff like that just to make it transformative. And it's not hard at all. These type of videos would maximum take you 30, 45 minutes or 1 hour a day of just editing. But if you guys don't want to do videos like this, you can just go back to your For You page and keep scrolling. So I just landed across this guy. His name is Music Media Co.
Listen to 5 artists for the rest of your life. 3, 2, 1, go.
I don't think this one is transformative enough, so I'm going to skip it because he's just adding captions, literally nothing else.
What if your browser knew this is the rap version of watching the Mona Lisa get? This is pop.
I'm here to drop 30. If we lose, it's my fault.
All right, I just found a Valorant channel, and actually I know one of my students, they just got into Valorant clipping, so this could be a cool channel to do. So this guy's name is 100 HP Gaming, and he just clips like all the popular Valorant streamers, and he consistently gets over 100,000 views per video, with some even getting into the millions. And if we go over to his channel views, he has 165 million views. I'm not sure if I would get into this niche though, just because he has like 1,700 videos and he only has 100 million views. For instance, this guy had a third of his videos and he has triple the amount of views. So I would just keep searching.
If you bought an iPhone 15 Pro or
I just found another channel. This one is a little bit harder to recreate. You're gonna actually have to go into the game and record your footage yourself. But if we click on this guy's channel, you can see he gets pretty consistent 100,000 plus views per video. And this guy posts a lot. You can see one day ago, one day ago, one day ago, one day ago, and it just repeats. So he posts around like 5 times a day, which is really good. And he has 1.9 billion views on his channel. So that is actually crazy. I actually used to be in this niche as well. This was actually the first niche I ever got into. This was about a year ago when I just started doing YouTube shorts. And how you would make these videos, you would just log into Minecraft and you would record yourself doing some gameplay and put a caption on top. And that's literally it. But just for the sake of this video, I'm not going to show how to make these because these are pretty simple. But what I would recommend for you guys to do is just find a channel that you think you could recreate and just look how they make their videos. So for instance, if we watch this guy's video, you can see all he does is go into the game, recreate some kind of situation, like he's like making a farm or something, like he makes a cool moment, and then he just clips it. Obviously, these are staged moments that you're just gonna have to recreate in your game, and then you put a text on top of it and some viral trending music, and that's literally it. Yes, it takes a little bit of time to set up inside the game, but once you have the clip, all you really do is add the caption, add the music, and upload it to YouTube. And you can do this 5+ times a day, as we've been seeing. That's what this guy does, and he's able to pool so many views. If we go to his quick channel stats, he gained 57 million views in the last 7 days. I'm gonna guess his RPM is roughly 15 cents. It's a little bit on the lower side. So he just made $8,500 in the last 7 days. What you guys need to realize is you're sitting on a lot of potential revenue, and you guys need to get out of that mindset where like, oh, this is too good to be true. And you need to switch that mindset and just go into, how do I capitalize off of this and start earning with YouTube Shorts? You're seeing all these creators making a lot of money with YouTube Shorts, and you're still skeptical about starting. You're wondering, oh, what if I get demonetized? Oh, what if this is fake? What if you earn a couple $100s and not the actual thousands that people say? And I used to be in the same exact situation. I remember when I just started and I made my first $1,000 week, I was so hyped. And after that $1,000 week, I started a second channel and I made $3,400 in a single week. And I know this can sound super crazy to you guys. Like, there's no way this is real. There's people working 9-to-5 jobs who make $4,000 a month. Like, this has to be a scam. And you guys just need to get out of that mindset. A lot of people are looking up to all these creators who are saying, oh, use AI to fully automate your channels, use this to blah, 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 blah. And they're like, this is way too good to be true. And I agree with some of the statements where like, you should not be running your channel fully off of AI. Usually that's not going to work. What works is just looking at the top creators, what they're doing, and putting it into your own channel. And then you guys will be able to scale your channel to $5,000, $10,000 a month eventually. This is one of my students, Felix, and he recently got monetized and he only made around $200 or $300 in his first month. And he was wondering, why is his revenue so low? And that's around the same amount of money I made from my first month of being monetized with YouTube Shorts. So I told him to start daily uploading. And you can see here, once he started daily uploading and we refined his content, he started making a lot more money. Now he's on track to making $2,000 in his second month of being monetized. And this guy is brand new to YouTube Shorts. He hasn't been going super long and he's only been posting around 2 to 3 times a week before that. And you can even see in the real-time views, he got 2.2 million views in the last 48 hours. And you guys are like, oh wow, that's crazy. You've seen millions of views in the real time. Like, that's something I'm never going to be able to achieve. And you guys just need to lock away that mindset, okay? I understand that getting millions of views seems impossible, but once you're starting, it's going to seem impossible. You're going to be getting stuck with 30,000 views. You just need to flip that mindset, start daily uploading, try to improve. And I'm going to show you guys how you can recreate videos like this to start printing with your channel. So once you find a channel that has over 100 million views across their entire channel, gets consistently 100,000 views or more per video, and they're pretty easy to recreate and can be outsourced, and they have room for improvement. What I mean by outsource is that you can just outsource content. Like, for example, this guy, he does live streams. So we would be able to outsource his content just because we have so many hours of content that we can just clip and make into our own content. That's when you should start uploading YouTube Shorts, okay? You can see this has high demand because you can see every video is pulling in so many views. And I've seen 20, 30 channels exactly like this posting shorts, and all of them get millions of views. You guys can even go back to my channel 6 months ago. I was still promoting this type of content of doing Dr. Donut shorts. And in between that time of now and 6 months ago, I've only seen more and more channels like this pop up and get millions of views. That just means there's a really high demand for this type of content. So once you guys do find a niche like this or a different one where you see it has high demand, gets consistent views, and has overall a lot of views per video, you need to start looking at their outliers, see what or why they went viral, and then add your own angle by improving the pacing, better editing, stronger hook, or better text styles. But before we move on to the next step, which is ideation, because we just covered niche selection, let me tell you guys one thing. YouTube Shorts is the best business model in 2026. It doesn't require any upfront payment, and it doesn't require for you to sacrifice 8 or 10 or 12 hours a day. Even if you only have 1 or 2 hours a day, you can easily make $5,000 through $10,000 a month, just like some of my students did. You can see here, Gabriel made almost $8,000 in 28 days, and Luke Lucas pulled in 21 million views with a single YouTube short. And if you want me to help you guys with faceless YouTube shorts, just click the link in the description and I'll help you guys out. So now let's talk about ideation and mistakes you should avoid. And you guys are probably wondering, what does ideation mean? And I don't want to confuse you guys too. Ideation is basically just looking at your niche and seeing what you can refine and what new ideas you can add to your niche. So something like ideation would be looking at your channels, seeing what you can improve and seeing what you can add to make the video better. So for an example, this guy's videos, you can see he has pretty good sound effects. You can see he's adding sound effects, captions, other stuff to his videos, but we can probably make this better by adding more cuts in the videos, making them higher paced, and even making the text hook a lot better. Like this text right here that says the attempt was admirable. I'm going to admit that's not the strongest text hook you could add. And before you're even ideating your content, you need to make sure your niche is actually good. So that's the things you can improve with the ideation of the content. And these are the mistakes you need to avoid before you're starting to edit the content that you're looking at or anything else. You need to make sure you're not copying the exact video one-on-one. You can copy the idea, but not the entire video. Don't copy the exact videos. What I mean by this is don't just download the video and add a little bit more sound effects and music. That's not going to work. You're just going to get demonetized. You're going to want to go back to the original creator, get clips from him, and then make it into your own content by re-editing the videos. Also, don't make it worse than the original. If you're looking at this, we're going to want to make it better than the original video that you found. Also, don't be lazy with the hook. The first 3 seconds is what the viewers will look at, and that's going to make your video viral or not viral. And the last thing you need to avoid is adding no originality to the video. So this guy, he already adds a pretty good amount of originality. He's adding music, captions, hook text, sound effects, and just other stuff like that. So once you've picked out the niche and you already have the idea behind the content that you want to make, time to move on to step 3, which is getting the footage. Okay, this is probably the easiest part, but also you want to make sure you don't overlook this step, because if you mess this up, then everything else is just going to go horribly. You want to get your footage from either TikTok, YouTube clips, Twitter, Instagram, or even screen recordings. You want to make sure when you are using footage, you want to keep switching clips pretty often, and don't reuse content. Don't download a video that's already fully edited and then add your own twist on it. Make sure you're getting the original file and then making your own version of it. If you don't follow these steps, it can lead to inauthentic content, which will result in demonetization. Also, you can mix multiple clip sources. So let's say there's 2 separate like Dr. Donut clips that are both cool. You can make them into one video, which will make it into like a compilation type of video. And just overall make the video have better pacing. So this is exactly what I would do once you find your niche and you have the ideation of your content. All you need to do is go to the channel or place where you're going to find your original clips. So for this, it would be Dr. Donut, and you'd click on his channel and go to his lives. Then you would be able to take moments from the lives and edit it down. So you can see this guy streams like 5 hours a day, 4 to 5 hours a day, which is really good for us, which means we'll have a lot of content to source from. If it was something else like dash cam clips, you would probably get this from like TikTok, Reddit, or Instagram, because those are the most popular places you would get them. Or if you're doing something like AI commentary, you would get clips from everywhere. So let's say you're making an AI commentary video about the best ice cream. Take a couple off of YouTube and you would turn that into one video. That's just an example of where you would get your clips depending on what niche you are in. And we're just going to go and find a moment that is going to turn into a good clip. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to skip through parts of the stream and just try to find something cool. All right, so I've been looking for a clip for a while and I just found this pretty good clip. So I'm going to show you how you guys can take this clip and turn it into a video. But before you even take the clip and start editing, you got to first plan out what the clip is going to be like. So what you're going to do is open a Google Doc, right? Once you're inside Google Docs, you're going to script out how the video is going to be. So this clip is this viewer using AI, like an AI voice, to help him trap this guy, which is the main character. Like his name is Dr. Donut. This guy's trying to trap him using some like AI voice. So in the beginning, I'm going to use the main title of the video is going to be viewer traps Dr. Donut with using Jarvis AI. Something like this, right? This would be a good hook text. After that, the intro would look something like Dr. Donut TPs to viewer. Then that's just like the hook of this part. Then the retaining part would be the part where they're just interacting / knee moments. Then the payoff would be either Dr. Donut dying or viewer dying or something crazy happening. But basically what happens in this clip is this guy teleports to Dr. Donut and then they have a funny interaction where he sees that the AI is trying to help him trap Dr. Donut. And then at the very end, this guy just dies.
This stuff sucks, bro.
And it's very like anticlimactic and funny. So we're going to use that for the script. One thing I wouldn't do is using AI to make your scripts. A lot of people are like, oh, you can train your ChatGPT to make good scripts for you, but that's not true. A lot of the times AI is just not good for making scripts. It's going to sound very unnatural. It's going to not sound human. So once you have your niche selection, the ideation, the footage, and the scripting, you are ready to move on to the editing. So the first thing you're going to want to do is record the entire moment. So I'm going to go back to this moment right here where the clip starts, and then I'm just going to record this clip. All right, so once you have the clip recorded, we're going to want to recreate something like this guy's video. So now let's kind of look at his editing process.
Genuine question, like, bro, totems are not vanilla, bro. Like, something that can bring you back from the dead.
Yes, it is. It's in Minecraft.
I found a better alternative that is vanilla.
What?
Health potions. Like, look, hit me, I'll live. See?
Whoa.
No, I ran out. No,
Get more. We could get a whole bunch. You might have.
So you can see he's adding like transitions, whooshes. He even added his own song. He's adding like pop. He's adding like animations, also captions. He's just adding a lot of his own stuff. And the video's pretty short because he clipped it up. He didn't just put the entire clip. He clipped out all the silent moments, everything, something doesn't interesting. Every time something not interesting happens, that's when he cuts it out. Now I'm going to show you guys how to do the same. So once you have your clip, go ahead and open CapCut. So this is what's going to look like when you just open it. I'm not going to do an entire editing breakdown. This is not going to be a super long process. I'm going to be showing you guys. If you do want to check out an editing breakdown, just go check out this video. I'm going to put it on the screen. I explain how to do different type of editing styles, if that's AI commentary, streamer clipping, or even ranking. But basically, just make sure you're in vertical mode so that the playback will be on this side. It'll be easier to do everything like that. And then go ahead and import your clips. So this is the screen recording we did. I'm just going to drag it in here. So once you have it in here, next thing what you're going to want to do is click on ratio on the bottom here and do 9:16. So it's going to look something like this. Now you're going to want to up the scale until the video is pretty big, right? And then you're going to want to duplicate the clip. So just do Command C and Command V or copy and paste whatever that is on your computer. So you're going to want to have two of them on your timeline. Go ahead and silence just one of them. And then the one that's on the top, you're going to want to make it even bigger. So where the face cam only shows. So just keep making the size bigger. Then you're going to want to make a mask. So you can just click on split and slide it up to where his face cam ends right there. And then you can go here and do create compound clip. And that's going to allow you to make it even bigger. So now we're just going to end it off with it being around this size right here and slide it up just like that. So now we have just the video. And if we want to combine the video, all you got to do is select both of the clips, then right click and do compound clip. So now this will all be together. Now you can trim the ends. Now you're going to have the entire clip laying right here. Now it's time for the boring part, which is just clipping up everything. So it's going to be a shorter video because this is a 4-minute clip and we're going to want to condense it to around 30, 45, or even a minute long. Sometimes you can even do past a minute if it still has a lot of interesting parts you want to add, but just try to make it as short as possible. Okay, you can like speed up this entire part, but just make the entire how I'm clipping this up literally last like 5 seconds because I don't want them to sit there forever. All right, so we have the rough cut done. It's around 1 minute and 20 seconds. I cut off a lot of footage and there's really no quiet moments in this video, so that's why I'm able to keep it this long. But if it's really boring for the entire 1 minute and 20 seconds, that would be a problem. Just make sure there's something going on through the entire moments that you clipped out. So you can see even just in the audio, there's nothing that's stale going on. There's always audio going on. Now the next part is the simple part, is make sure you're adding the title text, which will be the one that we stuck with, which is this one right here. So we're going to take that text and we're going to go over here and just paste it in. Now once you have the text, you can split it in half like this so it covers less ground, and you can make it a little bit smaller and just drag it up here. Next thing you're going to want to do is change the fonts. I'm going to do Open Sans, or you can do this one as well. Then you can make it bold and also add a stroke. Then I would make the stroke thickness a lot more, and I would also add a drop shadow, but just don't make it so dark. Then you just drag it throughout the entire video.
Stay at a safe distance, and once he's close, that's when you make your move.
You're trying to try me? Jarvis just...
Then you can start adding sound effects. So we're going to first drag in our song over here and just make it a little bit quieter. All right, so once you have a few sound effects and you have the music underneath, so I added like 2 songs. This is all one song, and this is also another song. And notice how I leave also some room for silence whenever something is awkward or weird going on. I don't have music over it. Then the last thing you're going to want to do is just go over to the text and go to auto captions and then generate the captions. All right, so once you have the captions generated, just drag them towards the center and go over to captions, and then go over to fonts and do the same font as the title, and then also add a stroke. You're going to make it thicker again, and then go over to animation, and I would go to captions and do one that you like. I think this one's pretty cool. After that, that's pretty much it. It's going to look like this.
Stay at a safe distance, and once he's close, that's when you'll make your move.
Are you trying to trap me? Jarvis just leaked. Bro, I can hear Jarvis.
And that's pretty much, you could see over here, we have the entire video. He just goes over here, he traps him at the end, and then he dies. And that's the entire breakdown. It's the niche selection, ideation, getting the footage, scripting, and editing. And this is the exact system I use and my students use to make $20,000 a month with faceless YouTube shorts. Now you guys can implement it too, and if you stay consistent, you will see results. But if you do want results even faster without months of failing and want me to help you one-on-one with YouTube shorts, then click the link in the description and fill out the form. And if not, that's completely fine.